Good morning and thanks so much for tuning into the trade setup with me, Niraj Shah. Jack Welch quote, given way earlier, caught my attention through a forward that came in this morning. That if the rate of change on the outside is greater than the rate of change on the inside, the end is near. This holds true for businesses. This holds true for your and my health. This holds true for probably everything, including relationships. But what an important thing to read. And I thought it was important to bring it out here as well. Nevertheless, okay, let's take stock of the global news flow. Oil scored back-to-back gains on West Asia risks, as well as the China demand looking like coming back with the stimulus announcements by the Politburo. So that is one. Rupee hit an all-time low as RBI governor changed sparks rate cut hopes. This is as per global news agencies. Of course, this is how they see it. China is ready to go deeper into debt to counter Trump tariffs, and that is something that should keep the Chinese markets in focus. Let's wait and watch how they react. I mean, the reactions would be more towards what China internally does. Not this debt news will really spur market movements, but it's an important news bit nevertheless. But what the markets did was important. A pullback, really, if you will, for the Dow and the Nasdaq. Futures are flat. Asia could be starting mixed. China obviously is in the green, but Nikkei and some of the others are slightly sluggish. I reckon our markets too will be a bit sluggish, so you probably have a flattish start on open for sure. Remember, there was a late surge in Bank Nifty yesterday, so we can celebrate that. But I mean, the markets ended the way they did, which is mildly positive or just flattish, because Nifty Bank in the last half an hour or 1 hour really surged and therefore remains a pocket to watch. Do we carry on this movement from yesterday into today? Look at this movement. Very good, and which is why the market breadth also almost became even Stevens in trade yesterday because of this. You know, I was talking a lot about China, and I think some of the chemical stock reactions that you saw yesterday was on back of this, that if China is giving stimulus, then China's own consumption will start, and therefore the incessant dumping that China is doing right now in the chemical space will stop. And therefore, you had everything from a Navin Fluorine, Deepak Nitrite, Clean Science, all of them had such a fabulous move in trade yesterday. My guess is it's on the back of that. So watch out for the chemical names. Might be an interesting one in today's session too. I do think we may see some recovery in CapEx related plays in the next 30 to 45 days as well. Look at what Emkay is saying on CapEx recovery. They say that we expect a strong recovery in central government CapEx in 2H. Their meetings in Delhi earlier this month, on-ground feedback and movement in government balances seem to indicate the same. They believe defense and roadways are the expected beneficiaries and are their best, and the best way to play this theme, according to them, are L&T, HG Infra, Hitachi Energy, Ashok Leyland, and Voltam Transformers. So watch out for these 5 stocks if you believe in what Emkay is saying. By the way, a lot of brokerage stocks today, so I'll get to some of them. Firstly, the stocks in news. NTPC Green has secured a 500 megawatt of solar power capacity at a tariff of 3.52 per kilowatt per hour. Let's see if this one, which has already gained quite a bit, reacts some more positively or no. Office Space Solutions, I've given it a thumbs down because the stake sale is large. Investor to sell up to 12.2% stake via a block deal. It's about a 5% discount to the current market price of 717. Because it's 12.2% viewers, I think getting it absorbed might be not that easy, and therefore I've given it a thumbs down. It may well react positively by the way Syngene did yesterday. Senco has opened a QIP on December 10th. The floor price is at 1139, not a significant discount. If this gets done well, the space is very active right now. Could react positively. HG Infra should react positively, has received an LOA worth 763 crores from Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Let's see if this is positive. Interesting announcement from Adani Port, standard disclosure. The Adani Group owns NDTV and you're watching NDTV Profit. But the announcement is interesting nevertheless. They've withdrawn financing request from DFC for a Colombo West International Terminal project. This is quite stunning really. Any infra company saying that we do not want financing or debt financing because this whole project will be financed via internal accruals and capital management plan. CWIT, this project is progressing well, on track for commissioning by early next year. You don't see too many infra companies kind of coming out and saying, hey, we don't need your financing, we'll do it by internal accruals. So should be construed positively, I reckon. Small positive really, but watch out for this one. Negative for Avenue Supermarts. Goldman Sachs has a note. They've maintained a sell. The target price has been cut to 3,425 from 4,000 earlier. The company is increasing discounts according to them to maintain competitive advantage. More importantly, they believe that DMart's total addressable market, or TAM, is not 500 billion but just 86 billion. They have reasons for the same. We'll talk about it on television, by the way. And they've cut earnings as well as lowered the multiple to 30 times. So watch out for this. Lastly, something from the house of JM Financial, a lot of ideas. So they have gone bottom up and discovered 12 ideas for 2025. What are those ideas? Here are those ideas. Axis Bank, their target is 1425, upside of 22.5%. Maruti Suzuki, target of 15250, upside of 35%. Samvardhana Motherson and Ahluwalia, upsides of 25 and 22% respectively. Then the next sheet, KPIT Tech, target of 2040, upside of 33%. Z Entertainment, target of 200, upsides of 40%. Sorry, this was 33%, excuse me. This is 40%. Havells, about 18.4%. Cyan DLM, Global Health, and BHEL was the one that caught my attention the most. 371 rupees is the target, an upside of 49%. Why so? Because they are saying on BHEL that the company's gotten orders of 9,600 megawatts in FY24, and in FY25 thus far, 10,400 megawatts of projects. They have seen pickup in execution and margins in quarter 2 FY25. So revenue growth was 29% and a margin was 4.2% in Q2 versus a negative 3% in Q2 FY24. And they expect, this is an important line, they expect revenue uptick of 30% and EBITDA growth at a compounded annual growth rate of 103%. Every year, according to them, the EBITDA will expand by 103% for the next three, FY25, FY26 and FY27. Well, let's see. The target, as I said, 371. Let's see if BHEL has a positive reaction today. Well, that's all that we have on Trade Setup today. Thanks so much for tuning in.